remarks?
I do. I just first want to say congratulations to the Sparks. As many people know, they gave me an unbelievable opportunity in 2015 to get into this league as an assistant working for Brian Agler. So I'm not sitting here today without the support of Penny Toller to allow me to get into this league. So unbelievably classy organization. Again, my roots come back to the Sparks, and I can't thank them enough. Derek did a great job. Coach Fisher did a great job with them this year. I can go on and on. The way Candace, Elena, NECA treated me when I joined the league as someone that was a lifer in college will stay with me for my entire career. So hats off to a classy organization in LA. It makes it even special, more special for me to watch our team move on beyond the LA organization, since I have such admiration for them. With that, the story of this series was our defense. A lot of side stories and here and there in our balance, but ultimately, if you drilled it down, really proud of the maturation of a young team's defense, and you can see what happens when a core group plays together for 4 years. And this is our vision when we took over in 16, to build with a core group and allow them the highs and lows. And we circled this year on the calendar back in 2016, and it's just amazing that that group has allowed the vision that we had all come together.
Coach, Curt, right here. LT Willis with TD Sports. The last 4 years, as you said, you guys been building your team. Now that you have seen your team blossom as a coach, how does it feel now that knowing that patience, not only with your coaching staff, but to see the maturity of these players, that the way they're playing now, how does it make you feel as a coach?
Yeah, just incredibly proud, and they have that a little bit of chip on their shoulder. This group has truly taken that chip that we've been called a team without mega superstars. We love to call our team a team that has great balance, and we can win different ways. We've won a game in this series because our post game was dominant. Tonight it was our backcourt and Jasmine Thomas and Courtney Williams offensively. So it's fun to see it all come together. It's a team that fits together, and I think you're seeing stars blossom in this playoff series. The light is shining on these guys that probably don't get enough credit, but it's a very, very versatile team, and we can win in different ways, and that's what's been fun to watch.
Thank you. Right here, Dean.
Sabrina Merchant, The Athletic. Coach, against the Sparks during the regular season, you had some pretty closely contested games. I mean, what do you think the difference was that this series wasn't particularly close?
We just had a swagger in this series, and as physical and as intense as it got from LA in stretches, I thought we were the more aggressive team. I thought we were more consistently the team that played physical, and ultimately we continued to keep moving them. We looked like the energy team, and I thought energy was a big part of this series. They won the season series, and they're a great team at home. We did not want to get back to Staples. I was here when we won a playoff game in Long Beach, but we did not want to get back to Staples, so this game was really good.
Back row, Coach. All the way back.
Aldo Gonzalez, ESPN. So you mentioned how back in 2016 that this was the vision, that you were going to keep this core group together, and you highlighted this 2019 season. What were the challenges in maybe just kind of staying true to that, and just having the patience to know that that vision was eventually going to play out positively for you? What was the challenge from your perspective in not wavering, and of getting your players to buy in that this was going to work eventually?
Yeah, and we didn't know. I mean, that's transparent. We didn't know if it would work, but I didn't want to try to hit a home run with a trade or a free agent every year, and the roster was ever evolving. What I will tell you is that the hardest part of it is I joined the league and joined here in LA, and we had all these 30-plus-year-olds. I've still yet to coach a 30-year-old in my 4 years, not one. And I'm very analytically driven. The last 4 champions in the league have averaged a minimum of 5 30-year-olds on the championship teams. I've yet to coach one in a game. And so the challenge is we've been young, we are still young. Thankfully, getting to the finals, Jasmine Thomas will turn 30 during the finals, and it will be the first 30-year-old that I've coached as a head coach in this league. And when you look around at some of the championship teams, and last year led by Sue Bird, and the every other year of LA, Minnesota there for a while, how many veterans they have. So staying the course with this decision, the growing pains of being young together. Now, there's some stat out there that this starting lineup has now played consecutive games together in one season more than any other team, maybe in the history of the league. So, they've grown together. What they are young on paper in age, we are not young anymore in playing together. And that chemistry and that family and that locker room is just really, really tight. I come from the college environment where chemistry, cohesiveness, you win in the locker room first mentality. I brought it. I didn't know if it was, necessarily going to work at the pro level, but it has. And they have a chemistry, a family environment in that locker room that is really special.
Pavy and Media. Coach, can you talk about the performance of your guards on the glass in this series? Was that something that you guys talked about doing, or was that something that kind of just happened before the game?
Well, what doesn't probably get written about enough is Courtney Williams now, 2 years in a row, is the leading guard rebounder in the league if you just look at ones and twos, and maybe if you took Diamond out of a 3, she'd be, again, the leading rebounder of any of the ones, twos, and threes. Courtney Williams is really, really important for us on the defensive glass. And she wants to go to the offensive glass all the time too. We got to stop that sometimes. But that's really, really important. We have a great defensive rebounding percentage. Running is important to us. It's who we are. We can't run if we don't get stops, and that all starts with a defensive rebound.
Front row right here, Coach.
Carl Jones, Middlefield Online. What do you make of the team's leadership tonight? It seems like every time the Sparks try to make a run, they were just coming back and putting forth more effort.
Yeah, Jasmine Thomas put us on her back tonight. We had more turnovers at halftime than we had in one of the games at home. And so, there were stretches where tonight the physicality, LA sped us up at times in the first half, but it always came back to Jasmine getting a big basket, getting us into a set where we could have success. She was always huddling the team. So it was really Jasmine's leadership on the floor tonight that really, really helped us pull away from them.
Last question right here in the front row.
Coach Brady Coffer, LA Times. Beyond just the leadership, can you talk a little bit about Jasmine's performance on both ends of the court? I've never seen someone be able to lock down Chelsea Gray, especially over 3 games, the way she did, and then tonight to throw in 29 points. There wasn't really anyone that LA had that was able to stop her.
First, I want to thank you for your coverage. Great. I really appreciate everybody in here, but you do a great job bringing attention to our league.
Thank you.
Jasmine was unbelievable, and she just stayed in plays the whole series with Chelsea Gray and made them difficult. Let's be honest, Chelsea missed some shots in this series that she can make. But, she's one of the best point guards in the world, and Jazz proved, the entire series and probably outplayed her. And you wouldn't have had many people say that was a check mark going into the series that we would win, and we clearly won that matchup. And that's just total effort and credit to Jazz having an incredible series. But that's what we see all the time. She doesn't get her due on how talented of a player she is, but she's now been back-to-back first team all defensive, and you're seeing why she gets those votes.
Thank you, Coach.